So welcome back to another Thursday in the Pagan Perspective. I'm your Thursday host, Yeka, and this week we have two questions. So our first question is about Godspousing, and the second is our sources for making these videos. So the first question is, do you believe in Godspousing? I saw a woman who said she was in a romantic relationship with the Norse deity Loki. I have no problem with people saying they have such relationships with gods, but the way she was so flamboyant about the relationship made it seem like she was just trying to be cool in a way. How far do you think our relationships with deities can go, and how do we get to that point? So, for that one, I have to start by saying I don't believe in deities. I don't believe in gods. So, clearly, what do I believe is going on? Obviously, I'm not in this situation. I don't know the person. From the way that it's presented, it sounds, this text was presented, it sounds an awful lot like somebody wanting attention. Sounds pretty kind of imaginary, friendly. Not to say that I think that people can't have meaningful relationships with the ideas. Some people believe that deities are literal things, and that's cool. It doesn't bother me one way or the other what you believe. Personally, I don't believe that. So I don't really have a lot to say on that outside of that I don't particularly believe in deities, and in some past videos, I'll put the link below in the description to talk about what I think gods are, what kind of purpose they may or may not serve. It's an old video, it's from a while back, but I still think it's quite relevant. So the second question is, what personal resources do you prefer when doing research? Is there a certain book, teacher, and/or website you use to receive information for research to make these videos? So there's a couple parts to that. In terms of making these videos, my approach to it is to say, hey, in most cases, if it's something that I need to do research on, you guys are going to be able to find the same information that I would. The first thing that I do is type it into the search bar online. So I don't have the approach of going out and finding all this information and presenting it to you like a book report, because I think that most people can go ahead and do that on their own. So what I try and do is bring something different or something new, some sort of, see what it is that I have to contribute to the channel, to the conversation that would otherwise not be contributed, and to trying to bring that. So sometimes that just is my particular background review or how I do it. And sometimes that is talking about groups that I do know something about that isn't specifically me. So I often think about, okay, well, having been part of the channel for a while and kind of knowing the other hosts, I think about, okay, well, what might they bring to the conversation, and what can I bring that's different? Because I don't always have time, and a lot of us don't always have time to watch what everyone else has done before we do. Sometimes we do, and if it's a particular topic that, depending on the topic, depending on how much I'm struggling with it or not, because we get the topics about a month or two in advance, and then we get to think about them and mull them over. So depending on that, I might watch what other people have to say first, so that I'm not repeating, or kind of to get the juices going. So I know that was kind of a short topic, short answer this week, but I hope that was useful, and we have a topic next week that I'm very much looking forward to sharing with you folks, and until then, have a wonderful week. Okay.